Hey everyone, Darlinian here. Welcome back to my dungeon. Today, we're going to take a look at the latest and greatest accessory by Warlock Gaming Tiles, which is by WizKids, of course. Spelunker's docks. This one is actually specifically focused on rafts and docks that can be used in the aquatic scenario or the coastal scenes, whatever. We're going to be using this in the new starter set called Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. So the main reason why I purchased this is because, well, I'll be using it all the time. Anytime we're near some sort of dock or port or harbor, anything like that, this will be universal. So if anything, I might pick up another one of these depending on how much I get out of this one here. But of course, again, you can go on Amazon.ca or Amazon.com. The minimum I'm seeing in Canada is $65. The maximum I'm seeing is $130. So again, guys, I want to save you some cash here. You can get this easily for $47.95 at Legends Warehouse, or you can go to 41games.ca, or you can go to meeplemart.com. I believe all three of those places in Canada have them. They're all located around Toronto. If not, just look up your local game store, like seriously, comic shop in your area. A lot of people do carry these things, you just wouldn't know it. So I do know what to expect typically every time I do an unboxing. However, opening it for myself, seeing what it looks like, smelling the product, holding it in my hands, feeling it out, and then putting it on some sort of display is always what I look forward to. So real quick, I'm just going to tell you about the product specs. We're looking at 12.5 inches wide by 9.25 inches high by 1.25 inch deep. So it's a pretty thin box. It's got a lot of the items inside very secure and snug with the blister, so that's great. Looking at the front of the box, the Warlock Tiles brand is at the very top with the blister clear front. Again, choking hazard 14 and up. Not too sure exactly what that is yet. Probably these little pieces on the inside of the rope and stuff for little kids. This is not for little kids, but you know what I mean, little kids, choking hazard. The name of the product, Spelunker's docks on the bottom. You're also seeing this 4D settings branding. So 4D settings, Warlock Tiles, WizKids, same stuff. And then you've got your sides, panels, just Warlock Tiles, same thing. It does say cavern accessories here. I'm not too sure why they say cavern specifically. I mean, I know it's for the water and stuff, but I wouldn't think cavern only. I would just say accessory personally. You got your 4D settings repeated here. On the other side of the box is probably the exact same stuff. Yes, it is. And then on the top flap, just Warlock Tiles, nothing super exciting. But again, I do dig the whole layout and design of the box. You've got the bottom showing all the legal lines, UPC code, all that other jazz. On the back of the box, this is actually nice, easy to read, very clean. I can totally see each piece, each component. And we'll go over this real quick right now together. So we're looking at the Mastercraft rowboat, followed with the short pier, the short boardwalk, the long boardwalk, a 6-person barrel raft, metal fishing trap, coil rope, wooden fishing trap, and then you've got your boardwalks and piers that fit together in any configuration. So they're showing you all of that put together. Then you can see the rowboat here with the figurine sitting inside, and it also says removable benches allow more minis to fit aboard. And then again, the components, they have to list this on the back and how many of each item that you're getting. So standard stuff, but again, I know exactly what I'm seeing. There's no confusion, so that's a good thing from a layout design standpoint. Other than that, let's get to the good stuff. This is when we unbox it. This is when we get to see what it actually looks and feels like. All right, so now I'm going to actually try and cut through this, no problem, with my X-Acto blade. Just the one side only, actually. So I've cut along the side here, and I'm going to open this box up, and let's see this baby. Or actually, it's a whole bunch of things, so it's not just one baby. So I've just opened the side flap up. Here we go. I'm going to open this up. Glides out nice and easy. I'm just going to show you what's inside. So again, showing on this angle here that you can see everything's nice and secure. Nothing's going to fall over. Beautiful. Love the packaging, guys. WizKids, this is amazing. So everything's nice and secure. I'm just going to push on the top of here, up, and then push this forward. It's very easy to get out if you know to push up in here instead of trying to reef everything out. Just be gentle. Boom. So now you can see this whole rowboat and all the other pieces that go with it. They actually have another plastic piece on top, which is excellent. Again, extra secure. So you can't really see it until I lift this with my thumb. There we go. Okay. So real quick, now that you've seen me bust all the items out onto the table here, I'm going to quickly go over touch, feel, and smell each item that comes with Spelunker's docks. First, we're looking at the raft. You get 2 of them in the package. So it shows the wood design with the rope wrapping around all the little pieces here, which is very cool. Love it. You can also see that there's barrels underneath here that would sit on top of the water, giving the illusion that it's floating in and out of the water. Or sorry, floating on top of the water. Half in, half out. You see the metal rims for each barrel. Very cool. Subtle. So, well painted. I mean, for what it is, there's nothing complicated going on there. Definitely dig it. So you get 2 of them. And then you're going to look at the boardwalk next with me. And then this is the longest piece, and you only get 1 of these. So, again, simple design. It's just wood planks. Wood design, excuse me. And then rope wrapping around each of the pillars here. I did kind of expect more of a wash going on. I mean, it is present, but it's very dark. But other than that, it is wood. I don't know what else to really expect, I guess. But on some of the wood things that I've painted, I feel like I've got more depth to the wash and the wood color. Other than that, this is the smaller piece that comes with it. It also has another area where you can put a pillar. And then you've got 3 of the small pieces here, the docks. And the whole idea is here that you would connect all of them just by laying them beside each other. Whoa, as I drop them all over. And you'll see an example of that when I put this together. The coolest part is the rowboat, I think, because this is the only rowboat that I have, first and foremost. But it does have removable benches here that you can actually just pop in and out. You can see the textures on the inside, which is just like a canoe or a rowboat. Very neat. Love the gold trim and the gold design that wraps around. It's not too strong, like it doesn't look like it's brand new. It looks dull, and I love that. You can see the texture here on the front of the boat. There's probably a name for all this stuff, and I'm mucking it up. But you guys can see what I'm talking about. Also, too, on the back, you can see some texture going on here as well, like a little neat ornate design. Love that. And then on the sides here, you've got these slots where you would put the oars. Now, the oars themselves, I don't know if you can see this in detail, but it just looks like old wood. It doesn't look brand new, which I dig, because, again, it looks like it's used. It's a miniature, but there's nothing exciting. It's just one solid piece of color. I don't see any real detail from the wash if it's been used. And then your removable planks. And again, these look pretty basic. I don't see any real lines or textures going on here. So they're okay. And then the last few pieces here are the metal cages. You get 3 of them, which is very cool. I love that. Well, as I drop that, throw it all over the place. Moving on to the 3 other cages. I'm just holding 2 in my hand, but you do get 3 of them. I don't know if you guys can see this, if I'm doing this any justice by holding it here, but because they're tiny, I do have to hold them up. But what I did expect to see was this little ring here. I just assume that's metal. I'm not sure. I don't have any of these traps personally, but yeah, thought there'd be a little metal going on there. Again, if you can see what I'm saying, everything just looks like a solid color versus a brown design with a dark wash. And when I say wash, for anybody that hasn't painted miniatures before, a wash that I'm trying to speak to here, it sinks into all the crevices of a miniature, so it instantly makes that pop. I'll show you examples later on in some of the other videos, but without getting into it. And then you've got your 3 pieces of rope, which for such a simple design, I actually dig the color of the rope. I haven't quite matched this perfectly yet. The ropes that I paint are too yellow, I want to say. That's very cool. It's almost like a camo type desert color. Not sure if that's what it's supposed to be for rope, but I'm digging it. I like that a lot, actually. So, and also love the detail and the texture and the design of the rope. For what it is, guys, you can see little details, I hope anyway, on camera, if my finger's not covering all this stuff up, and if it's in focus. So now that I have everything out on the table, I'm actually going to show you an example of how this is used properly in the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle starter set. I just picked it up. I'm going to use the Warlock Tile gaming system in completion, replicate all the maps that are used in the adventure, show you the 2D minis with the 3D minis, along with the unpainted minis that weren't featured with the 2D minis. Everything that you need basically to make this experience go to the next level. So I hope you like what you've seen today. This is just a quick preview. Then hopefully you can check it out in action in my Dragons of Stormwreck Isle starter set. Thanks again for watching.